Hey everyone, and welcome to the AWS GameDay World Championship. This is the 9th and final qualifier in the GameDay World Championship. My name is Gunnar Grosch. I'm a developer advocate at AWS.
And I am Matheus Guimarães, developer advocate for UK and Ireland at AWS. And nothing weird's happening here at all.
I think we have to give a shout out to Matheus. Is that a unicorn bonnet or what do you call it?
Well, now it is. So what happened behind the scenes, which I actually thought should have just been part of the stream, we've been customizing my costume because I have, if you saw the one I did a few weeks ago with Brooke, I was wearing the full costume of this, and it's like a bathtub. What is it that you call it? Raincoats, right? I don't know. I keep thinking bathtub.
A boiler suit.
Yeah, a boiler suit. Now that we're here on the Studio Light, so we've customized. We've done a bit of fashion, and this is what happened.
Yeah. All right. So, as I mentioned, this is the final qualifier in this GameDay World Championship, and I'm super excited to be able to bring it to you. And we have a bunch of teams, as usual, competing to win a place in the finals at the end of the month. So this is the GameDay World Championship, and all of the teams here, they are competing to win that final trophy, be able to claim that championship, call themselves the world champions. And not only that, they're winning something else, right, Matheus?
What are they winning?
They are winning a trip to AWS reInvent and be able to go there with the team and visit reInvent and all of the magic that is happening there.
I mean, that is pretty cool. I have to say, a lot of people keep saying about reInvent. I wish I could go to reInvent. Can't go to reInvent. You know, they don't have the time or budget, whatever. We're giving you the opportunity. So you just need to join this and you need to win it. And then you can go to reInvent.
Yeah. And we're seeing a bunch of chatter already on Twitch. That's great to see. And we have people from all over the world joining us today, even though this is on a maybe EMEA friendly time zone.
Yeah, and look, we got Germany, a lot of people from Germany. Hello, wish I could speak German. Do you speak German?
I do not. I have a German last name, but I don't speak.
I kind of understand it, but yeah, Dennis, I will not even try my German because otherwise Dennis will say something here. Yeah, we got Switzerland. I'm gonna be there next week, actually. So hello, Switzerland, Cameroon, Dublin, and United Arab Emirates. Wow, lots of people from everywhere. Paris, bonjour. Welcome, everyone.
All right. So I think it's time to get going. I think the people attending this game day wants to, well, hear less from us and maybe see more of the actual gameplay.
Well, some of them want unicorn suits, so some of them are focused on something else.
All right, so
you can get unicorn suits. So go to Amazon.com. That's literally why I got this. So go there. I recommend it. It's fun. Although people gonna talk to you straight faced as if nothing's happening, like I've been going around the building. So it's a fun experience. So go and get your unicorn suits. But let's focus now. Let's figure out what's happening today.
All right. So get ready, everyone. It is time to go into game mode. We want to set you up for success in this game day. So let's get to it. Matheus.
Yeah.
You are the Chief Marketing Officer at Unicorn Rentals.
I am. I misrepresented myself earlier. Absolutely. And we are going through a little exercise in a company where we desperately need some change. So we are welcoming you all here because we are thrilled to challenge you to optimize our operations. We have some urgent requirements, we have some urgent needs, and you all have been hired to come and make that change. But there are rules. So a little disclaimer. Of course, everything here on Game Day is lighthearted. I mean, if you haven't got the hint, then you're going to struggle during this day. So everything is lighthearted. This is a world of technology and DevOps that you're going to dive into, and this is all intended to be humorous and fun. So please have fun with it. Of course, any similarities, to real things, everything from people to places is fiction. Obviously, there are no real unicorns, not that I know of. Anyway, I don't want to shatter anybody's dreams, but maybe there is, but not that we know of. And everything is purely coincidental and unintentional. And you are obliged to laugh at our jokes, even though this is, we can't really hear your laughter. So the way we hear your laughter, that you can partake in the joy, is in the chat. So please be active in the chat. Of course, pay attention to your game day participants. But if you're not participating, then help us make this come alive as if we are all here in the same room, okay? And stick with us, because we're going to be sharing a lot of stuff during the stream. And, you're going to be able to actually, hopefully, have a little bit more of that experience as if we were all in one room. So what now? Well, okay. So let's actually talk about what we need. So we have a few requirements now going on. And you are all now temporary employees of Unicorn Rentals. And this will be the first day of the rest of your lives. So this is the best job you ever get, and nothing will ever get any better than this. So buckle up and enjoy, because we are onboarding a new batch of partners for Unicorn.rental. And you've proven to be quite lucrative in the past. So we are going to continue on that journey. So we want to welcome you all. And we want to say that there are actually unicorns that you can get anywhere if you cannot afford your own. We are providing that service for you, but you can check out Amazon.com. They corner that space. But none of you can get fired for the next 4 hours, right? So this is why this is the ultimate job. You cannot get fired. So you are encouraged to experiment. You're encouraged to get out there and try things, and try the best that you can to optimize things, because we need it, right? This is why we got you in. So you have to work closely with your teams and just make sure to have fun, because if you're not having fun, why am I wearing a ridiculous unicorn hat for? So that being said, of course, we won't fire any new hires right now in this 4-hour thing, but we will fire you if you're not doing your best. So you must try your best. This policy works for us so far, and that's what we are sticking with. So here is the conundrum that we find ourselves in. So as you can imagine, CEO is pretty busy. And in fact, to be honest, we don't even know who the CEO is anymore. I don't know if you are. We haven't heard from the CEO in about 2 years. Last time I had a call with the CEO, she sounded a little bit like Alexa, which sounded suspicious to me. So we don't even know if it's a human. However, the CEO decided to text us. And this is what we got after not speaking to them for like 2 years. They said, drop everything. I need you to have Unicorn Rentals up and running on microservices by end of day tomorrow. Now, at first, I was very excited because I've been watching talks on microservices, and I love the concept. But I guess our CEO really loves the concept and wants everything done by end of the day. So this is what you're here for, right? So use whatever means necessary is the brief. And please don't take that too far or too seriously. We mean use whatever technical means necessary to get there. And we are giving you the opportunity to show us how you could. So,
maybe we can mention that we used to have a DevOps team, but the DevOps team at Unicorn Rentals, they left last week. So I think they're onto some kind of Web3 kind of thingy.
I thought it was a secret birthday party I was invited to, but hey, yeah, they all disappeared.
But we dug around the office and we found this old playbook. And it was underneath our football table, but I'm guessing it's up to date. So we're going to give you an overview of what the system looks like right now. So right now, our accounts are running a message router, which is an EC2 instance, and then we have some data in DynamoDB. So your message router is then forwarding messages to a set of legacy services. But we want to change that, and we want to move toward a set of much faster, but only lightly tested microservices. So one of the first things to do is to deploy some new services in your account. And there's going to be instructions, of course, telling you what you need to do. And once you got some of these services up and running, other teams in this game day will be able to use your services. And it's super important then to understand how can you earn points in this game day. So I'm going to show you how that works. So the upstream component will send a message to your service router. In the message is a list of services that are required to fully process that message. And right now, you can use a set of centralized legacy services to answer all of those incoming requests. And the endpoints of these legacy services is held inside your DynamoDB table. So your message router knows where it can send messages for processing.
Mm-hmm.
And these legacy services, they do work. They are well tested, but, well, as with many legacy services, they are quite slow, which, of course, for Unicorn rentals is not great. So once the legacy service has processed the message, it signs the payload and sends it back to your team. If the message requires several different services, your message router will iterate through each required service, getting a signature back each time. Pretty clear, right?
Yeah, makes sense to me so far.
Once all the signed components are completed, your message router then sends the completed message back to the upstream sender. Assuming everything is correct, your team earns some points for this. The points values aren't high, though, because the legacy services are slow, so it took you some time to respond. Speed is of the essence.
I'd like to clarify that you earn points, not money bags, even though that's what's on the animation.
Well, we're keeping the points in money bags. So there's a better alternative to using these legacy services, of course, which is to use microservices, the thing our CEO wants, deployed by other teams. So once another team has deployed some services, you can add them to the DynamoDB table. Your message router will then start using those services instead. So they will then process that message. And when you return the completed message, you earn more points. And the other team also earns some points for processing components of your messages. So you work together to earn points. And then, in the end, everyone earns points, which is great. Points gets you to that top of the scoreboard. Top of the scoreboard gets you a place in the finals of the GameDay World Championship. So you can then discover other team services.
Yes, and this is extremely important because you are not meant to consume your own services. Do not consume your own services. What you need to do is consume other people's services. The other teams are creating the services for you, and you have to consume their services. And the way you find those services is in the service marketplace. So you go there, you have access to this on your system, and then you're going to find the services that are available for you to connect to in your systems, while making sure that your own services are working, up and running, and listed there as well. So make sure you visit the service marketplace. Keep it close to your heart during this game that we're playing, and look for services that you can use to really maximize your high success rate and maximize your points.
I'm going to give you a tip. There's not going to be many tips in this game day, as usual, because we don't really know what to do. The one tip is to make use of the Twitch chat. Promote your services. Tell other teams about which service to use. So you have the marketplace, but let's get some good promotion in the Twitch chat as well.
Oh, I like that. I wish people could just like the comments and they say, oh, please heart my service. That'll be good. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. So, what's this one?
So when you've decided which endpoint you want to use, you can then update that service item endpoint in the DynamoDB table and provide the name of the team who owns that endpoint. That's what this is.
Right. It looks like a Windows, like a browser window. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Yeah, so you have to update the services on Dynamo, of course, because this is where your endpoints are living there. So what's the strategy? Well, there are kind of 4 kind of parts to this, which are running parallel. So you have to start sending messages to your own microservices. And that means you got to get your teams, all the teams using your microservices.
You should not send messages to
Never
your own
send messages to
microservices.
your own microservices.
As you can see,
yes,
it's minus. So
oh, that's sorry. Yeah, no, I missed that. Yes. So strategy, start using people's other microservices. Never use yours, because as the graph shows, you are going to lose money points if you use your own. So like I said before, do not use your own. You need to use microservices from other teams, okay? And then you're going to start getting points when you stop doing that. I'm terrible at graphs. And then you're going to get your microservices running, and you're going to make sure that the other teams are using them, and that's going to get you more points. And then you're going to keep your your service router up to date and running, so make sure that it's routing to the fastest services, right? So you're constantly optimizing that. And then make sure that everything is up and running. Very important, because if something's not up and running, it's not actually accumulating points. So observability, keep an eye on things.
For some hints?
Yeah, sure.
Come on,
from me?
Give it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, like I said, reinforcing the message here. Wink. Keep your service router running. Okay. 2, get your microservices running. Make sure they are there. Keep optimizing and keep making sure that the other teams are using them. Like Gunnar said, I love that. Put on the chat and go, hey, use my service, please. Let's do a bit of social media here. Yeah, really try to get as many teams using your services. And then, of course, don't disappoint your customers. If they're using your services, make sure they are working. Then route to as many of the other team microservices, especially the fast ones. So discover the best ones to use, right? Again, a little exercise in not just putting something and leaving up and running and not looking at it anymore. Make sure you're constantly optimizing, getting the fastest microservices, and accumulate as many points as possible. And never, I don't know how many times we said it already, we even had a graph that I couldn't even see the money dropping. Never use your own microservices. Okay, don't do that.
All right, so I think this is a good time to talk about the recent security allegations against Unicorn Rentals. Management has hired a reputable external team to neutralize any threats or vulnerabilities. And we've already been assured that our systems are secure and that the allegations, they are neutralized. And we learned this morning, though, that to preserve customer trust and the value to our shareholders, they'll be performing an exploratory investigation of the systems today.
Right.
I'm not sure
of all days.
who scheduled
Thank
that.
you for that. Yeah.
Don't worry, though. We're confident that they won't cause any impact to production.
Yeah, very confident.
Not like last time. But
no,
we don't speak about last time.
No, not at all. I mean, they look like a really sensible bunch. They would never do anything wrong.
Yeah, especially the dog.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah. All right. So then, how do you get access to the game? Well, you should all have received an email with a hash code in it, and you'll use that to then gain access to the game. So follow the instructions in that email. And when you then go into that dashboard, this is what you'll see. Perhaps not that many points to begin with.
I was going to say, check that out. Wow.
Yeah. But eventually, you'll start earning your points. So the first thing you need to do, and you need to do this, is to set your team name. Before setting that team name, you won't show up on the scoreboard. And being on the scoreboard is the only way to finish top 5, and finish top 5 is the only way to get to the finals. So set that team name. And of course, set it to something that we're actually able to approve and show on the scoreboard. All right. But we also want you to be creative. So
of course.
Give us a good name. All right.
Give it a good, fun one.
Next thing is the score events. And the score events is important because this is how you keep track of how you're doing. Sure, you can see your total score, but you want to see what's happening right now. You press the score events button, which sends you to the list of score events. And these are then indicators of what's exactly happening, if you're gaining points, if you're losing points, and basically why. then if you're losing points for some reason, you need to investigate and jump into and see what's causing these issues.
This is part of your optimization, like I was saying before in the hints. Keep an eye. Observability is part of this. Observe and react, and this is a really good source for that.
Then the scoreboard, of course. We're going to be showing that on the stream throughout, but you can also see it yourself by clicking the scoreboard button, and that brings you to the scoreboard. All right. And on this, you'll see it listed from the top team down towards the bottom. And you want to keep an eye on that trend, because the trend shows you how you've been doing lately or how the teams have been doing. And if I want to give you another hint, when we're thinking about which team's services to use, well, you could be quite tactical by not using teams that are doing too well, because it means that they'll gain more points as well. Just a small hint.
Yeah, of course. And those teams are not sure what they're doing there.
No.
That was a very good game day that day.
And to get access to the AWS account, you click the AWS console button. This will then send you into the AWS console, where you'll be able to then get access and start fixing your services. There is also the option of using SSH if you want. I'm not sure if anyone is going to use that, though.
Yeah, but if you like, do it.
One important part of this is to use the README. So for each thing you're doing, each module in this game, there is a README, and that will guide you through what you need to do. So make sure to use that. Read that fabulous manual.
Fabulous manual?
RTFM.
I like that.
Yeah.
Should replace all the readme.mds by fabulous manual MD. Maybe get people reading it more.
Maybe. So use the README, please. And then when you have your services up and running, you will then take those endpoints and enter them into the inputs section of the player dashboard, and make sure to include HTTP to get those endpoints working. And then we have a link to the service marketplace. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, we want to introduce you to how you can get help from our, once again, fabulous IT support staff. We have a bunch of people, maybe too many people employed in IT support. I'm not sure why.
And now we got all of you. So do well when you keep your job.
So in the remote assistant section of the dashboard, you are able to, first off, find your chime room. The chime room is where you, within your team, will collaborate. So connect to that chime room and collaborate within the team, but this is also where the support staff is able to help you. So they will connect to that chime room to be able to help you. So please, please, please make sure to use it.
Yeah, and also not just use it, but stay there. Otherwise, some people disconnect and they forget to connect back. Just stay there, because that's where your support staff will come and help you when you need it.
All right. So if you then get stuck for some reason, you can ask for help. And you do that by using the input section in the remote assistance module. You simply follow those instructions. You type in the word help, and you click the update button. That will send a request to our support staff. They will join the chime call as soon as they're able to and give you that help. And just one note, since we've seen this happen before, there's no point in raising your hand in the chime room. We won't see that, unfortunately.
Or in person, if you do this.
No, we can't see that
It'll be
either.
the same.
All right. Now, for the last part, maybe, is that we're able to also send some company-wide announcements. And we'll do that throughout the game as well. There might be things happening. Not that I'm saying that there will be things happening, but there might be things happening throughout the game that we want to announce.
I don't know what level of possibility we want to use here, but yes.
So keep an eye on those as well. And we'll, of course, use the stream for announcements as well. And now, with that...
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Oh my God.
It's time to get started. It's time to start this game day. So if you haven't already, go to the dashboard and use your hash code, log in, and let's get this game started.
Yeah, and honestly, good luck to everyone. This is the final one, right? So this is it. This is your chance. This is so exciting. So many people have been participating, and this is your last chance now to make it. You got the slots. Like lots of people wanted to book. It was all booked out. I kept getting messages saying, "Oh, how can I book? Because it's booked out." So you're the lucky ones. You're here. Make it count. This is for, a trip to reInvent. Maybe you meet us there. I'm not sure you want it, but, let's assume that you want to meet us there. Maybe we'll go and, shake your hand and, see you there for the celebrations. So this is going to be awesome. Just go at it, get your head around it, and get going. Immerse yourself. This is fun. Put your phones down and have fun.
Right. So while the teams are joining the dashboard, they're joining their chime rooms. I think let's talk a bit about what are they going to do right now.
Right. What are they going to do right now?
So I think first off, what's important for the teams is now to, of course, log into the dashboard and then start working together as a team. So they'll jump into the dashboard and start reading up on what are they supposed to do. And I think the READMEs are of great importance here.
They are. I remember once I ran this game day a long time ago, and there was like at least 4, I think, teams that were like, well, where is it? We don't know what to do. And they're like, README, README. So absolutely important to do that. And it's not to trick anyone. It is because, it is a real life thing, right? As a dev, for all the devs out there, I'm sure you ran into a situation once or twice where you're like, where is it? It's on the README. So, it's just part of the simulation, if you will. It's not to trick you. Yes.
And what's important for teams now is to start using that score events view straight away to be able to look at what's happening for their team. So keep an eye on that score event and see what's happening. How are you gaining points? How are you losing points? And how the changes you make are either improving or worst case, worsening your service.
And I actually think that is a super important tip, because I remember when I was training to run the game day for the first time, and I actually felt a little bit lost. I was like, oh, where's my to-do list? And this is the closest to your to-do list. It is these events, so go on events and you can start figuring out what you should be doing next or what you should focus on, and then of course you got your objectives. You need to start getting your microservices up. You need to make sure they're running. You need to update your DynamoDB table. You need to start using other people's services. So around all of those categories of tasks, there's plenty for you to start discovering. But do look at those events, because they are almost your cheat sheet of where you're going wrong or why you're doing really well, which will give you a hint even of what to do more of. So I actually think that's like a golden tip, besides the don't use your own services, which I think we already emphasized 5 times. But that one's quite clear-cut, no mystery. Use your own services, you lose points. So don't do it.
That's the thing. And I think that's something that we've seen throughout these game days, that teams are quite smart. They listen to the tips we give them, and some teams are really quick at actually following those instructions and scoring points early on. And what we've also seen is that even though to begin with you might not be at the top of the scoreboard, there's changes happening all throughout the game day. It's very common that the last few changes of that top 5 is just in the last few minutes of the game as well. So nothing is lost at the beginning of the game. You can make up all throughout these hours that we'll be playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, do have fun with it. You obviously want to win this, so there is that element. But also, even if it's coming to the end of the game and you're really behind, there is so much learning happening here. There is, cheesy but true, there are no losers. Well, there are, but but you're not gonna win the trip and stuff. But you really are gonna learn a lot. And then if you play well, you have fun a lot. So don't give up, keep on going. And also, actually, this is an important point to make, more towards the end. But if you feel like you're really behind, don't get discouraged. Don't feel defeated, because we have seen in the past, you have done this more than I have, teams turn it around towards the end, right? The game is designed for you to be able to turn this around. So do not get discouraged. There's plenty of room for you to turn it around all the way to the end.
I'm just keeping an eye on what's happening.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the chat as well, see what's going on. Oh, wow, it's being lit. Look at that chat. Right.
We also have a request from our IT support staff to do join those chime rooms. Our staff is now going around checking in on all the teams, and well, a lot of chime rooms are still empty. So
I'm not laughing at the chime room. I'm just laughing. Somebody said, "Common user cut over liter, only one on the marketplace."
It's impressive if they already have a service up and running.
Impressive, and also, the kind of marketing that if you put too much budget on it, a marketing director, remember, that it's useless because it won't be the only one marketplace for too long. But well done for getting there first.
We want more promotional messages, so let's see.
I'd love that. Yes, I wish we could. Can we love it? We can start it. We can love it.
Yeah. What else do you have in the chat?
Well, Dennis has been giving some really good instructions there. Our beloved Dennis. Ich spreche Deutsch ein wenig. Was that good? That was for you, Dennis.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't need to answer. I know you're busy helping teams. But yeah. Thank you, Dennis. Love you too. Lots of love in this chat. And I love you too, Victor. And I love all of you support staff who are helping everyone. The scoreboard is starting. Oh, look at that.
Well, you can't say that without us actually showing it.
Sorry, but I can see it. Spoilers. It's looking really cool. Lots of teams are close to each other. So this is a really good start. If you're not going to show it now, it's fine. But things are happening. People are doing this. So if you are still kind of trying to figure out how to do it, join that channel right now. Call support staff and get started. Because there's plenty of teams now already that are going here. Oh, there it is. We're showing it.
Here we go. So looking at the scoreboard, we can see that some teams, well, all of the teams are gaining points. And it also means that teams have actually listened to us. They have set a team name, which is good.
And they're also, I love how close it starts. Like, there's no clear leader.
No. Let's scroll it down a bit. Let's look at the names. So Cutover in an early lead.
Yeah, and early at the marketing effort as well. Brilliant. Love it.
Unicorn
Nerds.
Third.
Oh, is that what it is?
Unicorn Nerds?
I just read third. See, I'm terrible at this. Unicorn Nerds Money. Oh, Nerds. Okay, it's lead.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Got it. Unicorn Nerds. Revolve.
Team Jana.
Oh, Team Jana.
Los Polos Hermanos.
Yeah,
we can recognize it from a famous TV series, I guess.
Yeah.
That's Irish, right?
That's beautiful.
Isn't that Cheers?
Is it? God, you know more than me, and I'm the DA for UK Ireland. I don't know.
Someone tell us in the chat if that's true.
I've been to Ireland for the first time a few months ago. Actually, I love it, and I love I love that as well.
Yeah, please tell us more about where you've been.
But I never know. Dublin so far.
All right, thank you. So Crazy Zebras, Alon, Happy Debuggers, Cloud Heroes,
Africa Bravo. And I like this all in capitals.
And Cloud Heroes Africa 1.
Okay.
Winners, Cloud Heroes Alpha, Cloud Heroes Omega.
This is... Oh, come on. We're not going to get a whole list of Greek alphabet letters now.
Well, there's a bunch of teams on the scoreboard. Very good.
Elas. Wait, there were a few more. Elas. Oh, Donkey Corn just got in. Unicorn Storm.
Team
Q. What was that one? AWS Sengers. I think that's meant to be Avengers.
That's cool.
That's the word.
I like that.
ODC. I wonder what ODC means. AWS. Is that something I'm meant to get? ODC? No. It's probably an inside joke. And then Cloud Transformers and Maro Kings. Check you out. Like, all of you are already, like, you're so close. Like, everybody has a very good start. I'm loving this. Brilliant.
Yep.
And you can see, like, there is a lot of variance already, which is what we are saying before, right? So If you ever feel like you're behind, don't give up. Like I just noticed a team down there that has 10,000 points. So obviously they were up there, but now they're down there. They're probably going to come up again. It's anyone's game, especially at this point.
All right. So I think we're going to leave it there for now. We'll take a quick break from here. We'll be back in a bit. We'll leave the scoreboard up, of course, and check in again in a bit.
Yeah.
Don't forget, join the Chime Room, stay on the Twitch stream, and use that help functionality in the dashboard if needed, and read the manual.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep at it. Keep asking for help. Keep coming here to the chat, and keep having fun. Keep going. We're very excited to see how this is going to play out. Well done, teams, for the good start. We'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit. Hey everyone, and we're back checking in on the teams, and we can see on the scoreboard that things are happening.
Things are definitely happening and unhappening and then happening again.
Yeah,
This is a roller coaster of emotions.
we can see that Team Cutover has taken a quite significant lead at the moment. They're up to 71,000 points with a very good trend as well, almost 3,000 points.
They're doing really well, and they started really well. So, but like I said, there's plenty of room to catch up. But Cutover, you have started really well. Keep that up. You know what you're doing there. Just keep going.
And then we have Revolve in second position right now with 52,000 points. Closely followed by Donkey Corn. I think that might be my favorite name right now, Donkey Corn.
Should imagine.
With 50,000 and a great trend with the 3,042 as
that
a
trend is really good right there. Yeah, Donkey. I was trying to imagine if this was a company, like what would the logo be like? Is it the donkey eating the corn? Is the donkey the corn?
Made of corn, I think. That's what I'm picturing. And then we have Unicorn Nerds.
Right, Unicorn Nerds, which I, like an old man, took a long time to understand, really, because I thought it was third something. Yes, unicorns.
Closely following on position number 4. And in that very important 5th position, we have Team Jana.
Yeah, Team Jana.
Yes. Let's scroll down the scoreboard a bit to then see.
I'll be very disappointed if there's no Jana in that team.
It is very close. So we have Happy Debuggers, Cloud XS, AWS how do you say it?
I don't know. I think it's meant to be
Avengers, but with AWS.
AWS Zingers.
Zingers. Yeah. So we have a bunch of teams around the 40-ish mark. So that's quite close to that 5th position.
Yeah. And, like you just reminded quite rightly, it's about, the top 5.
It is.
It's not just the one chance. You got 5 chances. So plenty of room there. Yeah, but it's good to see that everybody is engaged. The trends are, of course, there will be up and down depending on what's happening. But, everybody's trending. Everybody's working at it. I think everybody gets it. And there's lots of good activity in the chats. And everybody is really, I think, enjoying this. And that's the aim here. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. Learn. Keep going.
But we still also have a bunch of teams that actually haven't set a name yet. So
really?
If you haven't, you won't show up on the scoreboard. So please remember to set your name to get that chance of being on the scoreboard.
How many? Is it a few? Oh, no.
I'd say quite a few, actually.
No. Do your team name. Look, if you're stuck for creative names, maybe we can help you. Put in the chat if you need maybe ideas for your team names. I don't guarantee we're going to have good ideas. And it's not me. Maybe I am very bad at naming things. I'm the kind of developer that, if you look at my code, like I remember when the whole pair programming thing was really hot, everybody was pair programming everywhere. And at that time, I think it was like a senior developer or something. And what I was most afraid of, because usually people are afraid, people are going to see my code, whatever, was my variable naming. Because I knew I'm so bad at variable naming. Because my classes even would be like, something like the customer service, customer details. And then the peer reviewer would come and say, how about just customer? Okay. So I can't guarantee I have good suggestions, but we can try.
Let's try it out. All right. So we also see a bunch of teams are promoting their services on the chat. So keep doing that. Get other teams to use your services. That way you both benefit by gaining points. And we've also heard that there has been a few issues with the services for the different teams.
Has there?
Yeah. There's been a few issues and teams have hit some I don't know, they've had some troubles with the different services that they're running.
That's worrying.
But I think important there is to remember what Matthias talked about at the beginning, getting that observability, looking into the application, what's actually happening.
Mhm.
Make use of CloudWatch, for instance.
Good one. Wow, that's a hint right there.
There's-
So do keep watching what's going on, because things are going on, and just like the real world, computers can be moody. So keep watching and making sure that everything's up and running, and then everything's optimized, and that you're good. Like Cutover, I can see, has turned around their trend again. So yeah, I guess people are observing.
I think so. And we have about 2 minutes, 2 hours, 10 minutes of gameplay left.
2 minutes.
I don't want to worry you, but no, 2 hours, 10 minutes to go. So plenty of time to get on that top 5 positions. So
one thing, Dan is saying that we're having audio issues. Are we? Can anybody say anything about that? If we are, let us know. Otherwise, we're just gonna assume that we don't, because I cannot hear myself, thankfully.
I think we are not having any audio issues as far as we can see.
I think so.
Might be Dennis having audio
Might
issues.
be Dennis. Maybe should check your ears. Yeah, no, if there are any audio issues, let us know. Yeah.
All right. So with that, we're gonna leave you to it to continue playing, and we'll be back in just a bit.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
And we're back. So we just got a message sent to us, Matthias.
Yeah, actually, I don't know why I'm so happy about it. The security guy was just here, and we have a very, very important announcement to make, which unfortunately I'm lacking my sunglasses to impersonate the security guy to deliver it to you. Shall I relay the message? Do you want
Go
to
ahead. Go ahead.
So we had an announcement from the security team, and here he goes. Hey, this is Toto from security. Our automated scanning tech has picked up an issue with the litter services. So pay attention here. Security team has just reported a problem with the litter services. Apparently, there's some kind of reflection attack happening where the health check path is being used to steal IAM credentials. We're not sure of the impact yet, but AWS resources do appear to be stopping. We've also seen an alarming set of attacks against other infrastructure, and the common pattern is use of VB script. Oh God, memories. Anyway, you might want to look at stopping people being able to reach your health check URL. I hear WAFs are good for that, as are application load balancers. Wow. Okay.
End of message.
End
of message.
End of message. End of message. There's a lot to unpack already. I think that's enough.
So first off, the use of VB script is interesting.
I like that word, interesting.
Yeah, it's
yes.
But I guess that's a common way of doing attacks. So sum it up then, that people are using the health check path to steal IAM credentials. So you might want to look into that and get that stopped.
So that means that there's something going on there, even if you haven't noticed. Pay attention. You may be wondering what's happening with your numbers. You might have been feeling so good about yourself, and suddenly maybe the trend is not looking as good. Maybe it's something to do with this. So like Gunnar said, have a look at the situation. Lots of hints here from the security team. They said, IAM credentials being stolen. WAFs are really good for this kind of scenario. So they are encouraging you to look into that. And as well, the application load balancers. So maybe have a dig around.
Yeah. So look into that, please. We don't want credentials stolen. That's basically not good for the Unicorn Rentals reputation.
VB basically not good. No. And also, just make sure that you are paying attention to the score events and the scoreboard and, putting all that picture together to keep making sure your points are recovering if they have plummeted. So let's have a look. Speaking of scoreboard.
Looking at the scoreboard, we can see, some familiar names, of course. We still see Cutover in first position, closing in on 100,000, 93,000 points right now.
Yeah.
Donkey Corn moved into second position, 81,000 points.
Yeah.
And with the Avengers in third position. It is a good name. It's just hard to pronounce. Revolve has now dropped a few positions, now still in the top 5 with a fourth position, trailing and being trailed by Unicorn Nerds.
Unicorn Nerds. Oh, that's the way to say it.
Yeah, Unicorn Nerds.
Unicorn Nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So still have familiar names in that top 5 position, but then let's see.
But actually, before you scroll, look at Donkey Corn. This is what we're talking about. The Donkey Corn's trend was huge not too long ago, and now Donkey Corn, maybe you should be looking, at those security announcement tips there, because this is what may happen if you're not keeping up with the trend. With the score events.
So then, looking a bit further down in the scoreboard, we can see that Los Pollos Hermanos is in 6th position, just 3,000 points between them and a spot in the finals. Atlas Team Jana, Heroic Unicorn Hunters, Team Q, Happy Debuggers. Bunch of teams with just thousands of points in between.
Yeah.
So this is far from over, folks. Just keep at it, follow those instructions, and keep making sure to keep your services up and running.
Oh, look, I don't know if it was us. I would like to say it was us, but a lot of the reds just turned green again on the trend. Yay!
Yeah, I would say it's all because of us.
It was all because of us.
Donkey Kong, though, still.
Oh, Donkey Kong, come on, you can do it.
We had so high hopes.
Yes,
but
you're
yeah,
doing well
still
anyway.
in second position. But you need to look into whatever is giving you that minus trend. That's the issue right now.
And if you still don't have a team name, you're not on the scoreboard. You're not going to qualify. So please put a team name in. Make sure you do.
And we'd like to hear from a few teams how you're doing. So if any of the teams are willing to join us on the stream, do let us know. And one of the support staff will reach out and we'll bring you on to to get your voice on.
Yeah, I would love to hear from you what your journey has been. We'll try not to distract you too much, but if you want to be on the stream, if you want to talk to us a little bit about your experience, then yeah, please reach out, and then the support team can put you in touch with us, and we'll bring you over whenever you want to talk about things.
And some awesome promotional messages, of course, in the chat still. Saynar, we've added some optimization to our fantastic Revolve services. Enjoy. So Revolve now in 4th position.
That's Sora. Oh, that's Sora.
Trying to get some additional help to move up on the scoreboard. And they have a good trend at the moment as well.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's what we're talking about. You got to keep having fun as well. I love that. Jana Reverser.
Yeah, they're promoting their reverser service.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, simple. I like that. Very social media friendly. Few words.
And also their low latency reverser even. So that's great. Great promotional message.
Flexing those marketing muscles as well as the technical ones. I love it.
Yeah. And we also want to see how the teams are doing on social media. So if you and your team take a picture of your team, post it on social media with the hashtag AWS GameDay, and we'll try to bring that on later on as well. Yeah,
that would be really cool. I should see some pictures, because unfortunately we all know virtual, I don't know where, but trying to connect together here. But if you can share some pictures of the real people behind all this, it always makes it more fun for everyone. So yeah, if you do, tag it, and we can show it here.
All right, everyone, we'll be back in a bit. Keep on gaming. Hey everyone, we're back. Things are starting to heat up in this game day.
Yes, they are indeed, from what I'm reading here.
Things have gone from basically, please use our services in the chat, to something more in the lines of don't use this team services. And I think that's pretty fun to see.
Oh, humans.
And we can also see things happening on the scoreboard as well. So Cutover, they were in quite the lead earlier, but now Revolve is really closing in fast.
With a really good trend, very good trend.
And we also see that other teams are still gaining a lot of points, but we still have that issue with teams getting stuck. They are facing issues with their environments. So how should they tackle that, Matthias?
Well, so to reinforce the tips, we can't give you too many tips, but the security guy said it himself, just look at the score events, think about WAFs, think about application load balancer, make sure that everything is going well, because some things that were going well before may not be going now. So keep watching things and reacting to them. Very important. And do not use your own services in case that's what you're doing.
It's teams are really going after Cutover right now.
Cutover, more like cutthroat.
It
Cutover.
Fierce right now. But the thing is, what's going to happen if Revolve goes into the lead, which might just happen any second now from the looks of it?
Yeah. And what I think what happens here is what we're saying before. We said there are many opportunities for you to catch up. So now Cutover's in the firing line. I feel bad for them. But, that's it. People are really trying now to catch up, and you can catch up. Keep on working on it. Keep trending. Do not give up. Donkey Corn, do not give up. You were trending so well before. You can get back up there. So can you, we still don't know how to pronounce that, AWS Sengers, I'm going to say. So you can get back on track. Just try to solve those issues instead of trying to move ahead first, because they are probably the ones hurting your points.
We're also seeing that a bunch of teams are still not using the chime rooms. And that might be fine if you're doing all right, things are working, and you have a positive trend. But if you need help, if you want the support staff to be able to reach you, you have to join that chime room. So take a look in the dashboard, find your chime ID, and join that chime room to be able to get help from the support staff.
Yes, and like we said before, if you want to come on the stream, if you want to have a chat, I know you're all very busy, / very stressed out, depending on how your trend is doing. But if you want to come and participate on the stream, and then just have a chat, maybe give a few tips without giving away too much, to all the teams, then we're more than happy to have you. If you are on the chime, raise a support for the staff to come in, and then let them know that you want to come on the stream, and we're happy to accommodate you and have you and meet you.
So one in our support staff has been looking around a bit and seen that the success rate of services are still quite low. So you can look in the service marketplace and see what the success rate is for different services. And if that's low, well, it might mean that you have to do some changes. Perhaps improve on some of the services.
Yeah, again, it's all about observability. Keep a watch on things. Keep looking there. Don't, maybe assign somebody from your team to keep an eye on it every now and then in a cadence. I don't know. Everyone has their own process, just ideas. But yeah, that is also a very good place for you to keep an eye on. Service marketplace is is the central thing here to everything. So keep on doing that. Did you just see that the trends all dropped dramatically, Mongo?
I did not. But I thought we just should take a look at the marketplace to see what's actually happening.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let me zoom in a bit. So this is the marketplace. Let me see if I can scroll as well. We can see that, well, we see a few different things. Some have good low latency score with a high success rate, but we also have a bunch of teams with low success rate. or not high success rate. Don't want to point to any specific team, but you can see in the list. So if you find that your service has a low success rate, there are opportunities to improve that service. Looking at the swap caser, for instance, we can see that several of the swap casers have a low success rate, and that's a great opportunity to fix that.
Is there anything else we can say about success rate? Like, what does it actually mean, or what they should be looking out for?
Well, it depends on the service. It might mean different things for different services, but it basically means, well, it is the rate over which the messages are successful in being processed or being
So errors, like error counts and all that
no,
stuff?
No, rather the opposite. This is if it's 100, it means that.
Yeah, I mean, if you got an error, then it drags it down. Does that? Okay, right. Okay, good.
That is correct. So keep an eye on your services and the success rate of those services, and hopefully you can then figure out what's wrong with it. And going back to looking at that score events page, see what kind of issues you might have with your services, and then jump into trying to fix those.
And one hint that you gave earlier on, CloudWatch can be your best friend sometimes.
It can definitely be, if not your best friend, one of your better friends at least. All right, so back to the scoreboard.
Oh, Revolve! Look at that.
Oh, wow.
They passed them. Oh, cuts over. Look at you now in second, but still trending. So anything can happen here. Revolve, well done. You are leading the scoreboard.
But I also want to get back to the point that we made quite early on, that sure, winning is important, but competing is equally important.
Yeah.
But in these qualifiers, it's all about getting those top 5 positions. So getting in position 1 through 5 is what it's all about, to be able to reach that finals on September 28th.
Yeah, number 5 is good enough. And actually, as you can see, it takes a lot of work. So you should be very proud, even if you come at number 5. So it's top 5. It's great to be leading the board because it gives that bit of buffer and that kind of safety. However, as we've just been seeing, things are getting a bit crazy, chaotic, maybe some will say. So keep on watching it. So let's look. Yeah.
Super interesting to see now that Donkey Kong in 5th position are just 700 points.
Yeah, very
600 points ahead of Smashing Power in 6th position.
Yeah.
And then trailed by Unicorn Nerds in 7th position. So it's super tight.
Super tight.
And this game is going to keep on going for another 1 hour and 25-ish minutes. So there's plenty of time to both improve, or what's the opposite of improving?
Devolve. I don't know.
So,
hopefully,
don't do that.
Hopefully not get worse at things. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room for you to catch up and make to the top 5. Plenty. So not only is 1 hour and 20 minutes, but as you know by now, there are many events happening that will hurt these other leading teams as well. So if they're not...
Sorry to cut in, but we just saw a shift in that 5th position. So Donkey Kong are now down to 6th with Smashing Power in that top 5 position. And right now, the teams moving into the finals are Revolve, Cutover, AWS Engers, Team Jana, and Smashing Power. Donkey Kong close behind on 6th position, followed by Unicorn Nerds. So this is going to be a tight race all the way to the finish line, just the way we like it.
Yeah, let's look at the other ones down there.
For sure.
Let's see what's happening on the bottom and how close people are.
We have Atlas. We have Heroic Unicorn Hunters. Los Pollos Hermanos. Unicorn Storm.
Yeah, they're quite close. So look at that. There's plenty. And the trends are really all over the place. So, some people have less points but bigger trends, and the other ones there kind of have stable trends because I see it hasn't changed. So yeah, that's still plenty of time for all of those.
And something we see quite often is that teams are reluctant to ask for help, but make sure to use that option. Ask for help. We have plenty of people in the support staff able to help you out if needed. So use that functionality, ask for help, be in that Chime room, and you'll be able to get help from us.
Yeah, for sure. That's one way for you to not get, you're not going to get a bypass, a cheat, but you are going to get, at least guidance. So if you're stuck, don't let yourself get frustrated, because that's where things can start going wrong. Don't get frustrated, just get help. Okay, go on Chime, and then talk to your support staff, and they're more than happy to get you unstuck.
So we can also see now that Revolve has taken quite a lead, actually, after taking that first position.
Quite a lead and quite a leap down, because they were just trending at 3,000 something. Now it's minus 50.
Well, it might be that one of their services are facing an issue, or it might just be that the teams who previously didn't want to use Cutover then started using Revolve, and now all of a sudden Revolve in the lead, so they don't want to use Revolve anymore.
Like I say, humans.
This is super interesting. All right, everyone. So we will be back in a bit. Keep on working. Ask for help if needed. And good luck.
Good luck.
All right, everyone. We have a very important announcement, and it's straight from our CEO, so pay close attention. So the CEO, whoever that might be, wherever that person might be in the world,
Sorry, unicorn issues. Yes, go on.
is displeased.
Oh, okay.
Even though you've done great so far, the CEO is displeased. And the shareholders of Unicorn Rentals are revolting.
Oh, no.
We've really miscalculated the market, and we have to change the balance of things. So the bean counters up in accounting, they've decided that services are now much more important than routing. So we'll be upping the relative value of services. So things might change, and they might change quite quickly as well. So keep an eye on things. Make sure to have services that are working to hopefully be able to get some more points on that scoreboard. And speaking of which, let's take a look.
But you know what? I actually think it's quite good to see our CEO being so sensible, because if your service is down, what else do you have?
Routing.
I guess.
That's what we had before. Routing was super important.
You know, it's your own service. You should look after them anyway. So I actually think this is a very sensible move. I actually approve it.
All right. So if we look at the scoreboard right now, we can see that Cutover is still in a handsome lead, and with the trend that's pretty magnificent.
Yep.
Yeah. So just based on that trend, I would say that Cutover has services in place and services that are working. So Revolve then in second position, also with a good score and with a decent trend as well. Then we have AWS Seniors.
It keeps changing, but I like every time you say it.
I'm trying different ways of saying it. In third position, with a negative score trend right now, might mean that they need to focus on their services. Something isn't right there. So this change in direction for Unicorn Rentals, the message from our CEO really has had an impact on that team. Then in fourth position, we have Happy Debuggers with 110,000 points with a decent trend as well.
Well, I have to say that is pretty cool, because Happy Debuggers were in the middle range for most of it, and now look at you. That's proof right there that you can make your way to the top 5. Well done, Happy Debuggers.
And then we have Unicorn Nerds. We've seen them throughout the game being around this position, now in that fifth, very important fifth position, the last position that takes you to the AWS GameDay World Championship finals. 85,000 points, just 200-300 points before Unicorn Storm in sixth position. And Unicorn Storm has a positive trend. Unicorn Nerds has a negative trend. So it might
close.
Yeah, it might change in an instant. Then we have Power in seventh position.
Is Smashing Power new? I hadn't seen them before. Is that a new team?
I'm guessing they've been in the game the entire time. We've seen them before. We've said the name a couple of times.
I didn't see it.
But they have risen on the scoreboard and are now closer to those top 5 positions. So this is super interesting, everything we're seeing right now. And remember that message from the CEO.
Look at those trends.
Services are now more important.
These trends are crazy, though, if you watch them. Like, literally, Cutover had an impressive trend, and now minus 40.
Yeah.
But that's where it goes.
Yeah, but they still have that lead of 26,000 points towards Revolve in second position. So they still have some points to take from in regards to that trend.
Yeah, and like you said before, these are so close. The numbers are so close.
Things are happening. We can now see Los Pollos Hermanos moving up, pushing down Unicorn Storm. Just when we thought that Unicorn Storm would would be able to move up past Unicorn Nerds, now Los Pollos Hermanos is up to 5th position with an awesome trend, almost 2,500 points in their trend.
And this is where it gets fun, because it's what we're saying, earlier. There's so much room for changing things up, but of course we try not to give too much away. Look, Team Aussie coming up as well. Hasn't been on the top 10 yet, and now there you go, another one.
But we've seen them promote their services in the chat, so they've been active all throughout, but now also gaining those points to be able to move up and hopefully be able to catch those top 5 positions.
Yeah, honestly, if you're in the bottom right now, honestly, look at these. You really have a chance. All these teams that weren't in the top before, they're coming up. Rules are changing. Things are getting reprioritized in terms of the points. That means that you got a chance, because if you've been prioritizing the other things that were giving more points before, maybe now is your chance. So watch out for your services health. Make sure they're running. Make sure that everything that we mentioned before when the security guy gave us that announcement are also all tip-top and going well. Watch your score events. If you're feeling a little bit lost, a bit like faffing for what to do next, watch your score events. And don't forget to ask for help if you're stuck.
And, well, it's super close between the teams. We can see Crazy Zebras in, 11th, 12th position on 67,000 points. And we had the teams in 5th position at around 85,000 points. So it is super close between those positions right now.
And I can see some of them, like Donkey Corn, they're working at it. They're going at it. So good to see. The important thing is not to be stale, not to let it just, get you frustrated, and keep on moving. Keep on finding things. Keep on asking for help. Don't stop. You still got time. How much time do we have?
Let's check on
Must be about
time. We have 54 minutes to go of gameplay. So we'll end 20 minutes past the hour.
Yeah, so that's still plenty of time. Make sure to keep on moving. Don't give up. You can get that trip to go to Reinvent in Las Vegas. How exciting is that? So, if that's not worth it, I don't know what is. Make sure you keep on working and work together as a team.
It's very interesting to look at these trends and the scores right now. So Cutover basically came to a stop. They were, when we started this going on after the announcement, they were at 180-something thousand. Now we can see that the trend is actually on the positive side, at least. So
Which
they
one?
are Cutover. Are starting to gain some
Cutover is
points
going through a roller coaster of emotions on this, but doing super well anyway. So look, Happy the Burgers is 3rd now. Wow, Happy the Burgers is really climbing up.
They are. And Los Pollos Hermanos in 5th position. They passed both Unicorn Nerds and Unicorn, what was it?
Yeah, that they did.
So many unicorns.
Unicorn Nerds and Unicorn Storm?
Storm, that's right. Yeah. There we go. And those two are still battling it out. They are just 100 points in between, or less than 100 points.
They're kind of running their own game there, battling each other out with the name and then with the points and the trends.
While Team Aussie and Los Pollos Hermanos passed them to move into some of the top positions.
That is so cool. But also, if you're in the top, keep on working, and you are anyway, because we can see your trends. Don't get relaxed. Don't think that, oh, this is it, because as you can see, our CEO is quite moody, I would say, and then things can change at any time. So just keep on working on it.
All right. So folks, keep on working. We will keep a close eye on this scoreboard, and we'll be back in a bit to tell you more about what's happening.
Yeah. See you later.
All right, everyone, we're back, and we have a special announcement for you this time.
Not another one.
No, this is all good. It's time for you to share your game day experience. So we're very keen to hear your feedback about how this game day has been for you. So you have a survey posted in your team dashboard. You'll find a link to the survey there, and please fill that survey out and help us gain some knowledge about what you've experienced in this game day. And if you do it, you'll receive 10,000 extra points for your team.
That is a lot.
That is a lot, and especially looking at the scoreboard right now. So when you've finished the survey, each member of your team has finished the survey. You simply ask for help from the support staff. They'll join you and simply confirm that you have completed the survey. You can share your screen, show them. And with that, you'll gain 10,000 points, which is super important given what the scoreboard looks like. Let me bring it up.
I love the marketing tactics. Look at that one. Believe me, this is the best one.
So looking at the scoreboard right now, we have got over in an impressive lead. So they are right now at 320,000 points with a trend of almost 9,000 points. Revolve in second position, 185,000 points. So quite the gap between those teams.
Battle between those two. Oh my God.
But there is still 35-ish minutes to go. So Revolve still has a chance to make up that gap. Then we have Happy Debuggers in third position, 169,000 points. Also with an awesome trend, almost 5,000 point trend right now.
That is an amazing trend. Happy Debugger, I have to say, I love your energy on the chat. It was brilliant. You are absolutely having fun. And that is reflecting on the points. There you go.
And AWS Sengers with 140,000 points in fourth position. And then we have Team Aussie in that fifth final position that will take you into the finals on September 28th. 129,000 points with a decent trend, I'd say. It's in the greens, at least, which is the most important part.
Team also, well, what I love about it is that they came in and they stayed. Like, they came out of nowhere, and there they are, doing really well.
But then we have that battle between Unicorn Storm and Team Jana right now. They are both at 116,000 points, trying to catch up to Team Aussie, trying to get that top 5 position.
Everyone green except Revolve. Oh my God, look at that. 2.01.
Yeah, that's important decimal point to be able to.
But this is where the, leaving your feedback there and getting those 10,000 points, can really help. It can really make a difference here for these tight races. There's so many, I feel like there are mini races going on between teams here. So there are quite a few mini races here where 10,000 will really make a difference. So assign somebody from your team to go and do it now, because it will get you there on the top 5.
But don't assign just one. You all have to do that survey.
Oh, actually, good point. Yes, you all have to do it.
All right, so please do the survey. Link in your dashboard. We'll keep an eye on the scoreboard, of course, and we will be back in just a bit to see how this all ends. We want to get 5 more teams into the finals and then be able to compete for that World Championship.
Yeah, keep the energy up. I'm loving the chat. I'm loving that you guys are having fun. And Donkey Corn, I can see you're coming back alive on the chat. Yes, go Donkey Corn. You can come back. All of you can come back. Don't worry if you're in the bottom. Keep at it. We're starting to go towards the finish, and you have plenty of room here to go and catch up.
See you all in a bit.
See you in a bit.
And we're back, folks. We just want to jump in to take a look at the scoreboard again, of course, because a lot of things are happening. Let's see if we are super quiet. Tell us in the chat if you can hear us.
Are we quiet?
Can you hear us?
Me quiet? There's a sentence I never thought would be said.
Oh, really?
What's happened?
We can hear you.
We can hear.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
people said they can hear us. So,
all right. Cool. Well, things are happening on the scoreboard. Cutover seem to have stopped, but just when I said that, they are then trending upwards again. At the same time, we can see Revolve are also upwards. So first and second position are quite steadily.
these two are mortal enemies by now.
And Happy Debuggers, they are still placed in that third position. They have been there for quite some time now. And then we have Team Aussie following in fourth. And we have
Unicorn Nerds. Look at you. You battled your mini race. And now you're right there. Is it at the top? 3, 5, no, 6. Nearly there, but close to the top 5.
Yeah. So I would say that right now, the battle is for that fifth position. Unicorn Nerds and Team Jana are so close. And AWS Engers has fallen a bit on the scoreboard. They are in 7th position, but still very close to the top 5 position.
Very close, because the score is very close. So maybe if you do one thing to turn this around and your trend goes up, you can actually catch up.
Yep.
This is I love it, because like Happy Debuggers, for example, they had such a climb, they had such a journey, and I get it. You know, you guys are really busy doing it. I would love to have talked to Happy Debuggers, for example, to understand your journey. But you're all busy, and we get it. You know, you're trying to get there, and I can see the chat. You know, everyone's having fun. But I love when teams, you know, go from the bottom, stay at the middle, and then they finish up at the top, and it's fantastic.
And I think it's impressive the trend that Cutover is having over and over again. They are trending so high compared to many of the other teams. So would be interesting to hear what they've actually done with their services to gain that many points.
Yeah, then again, we see these trends dropping all the time. Like last time when it was 3,000, all of a sudden it was minus 20. Trends are not reliable here on this game, but you know, it's up to you to keep observing and keeping up with it. And I think you all got the hang of that by now, looking at how the trends went from red to green, pretty much on every single one of these teams here at the top right now.
Yeah. We can see in the chat that Team Revolve, they are based in Paris.
Oh, bonjour.
Bonjour.
It's probably not data anymore either. I don't know what. No, yeah, it's only Paris. Jesus. It's 1 hour difference, right? Yeah, so.
Right now, they're talking about going out for drinks.
Considering done. Are you careful? Counting your eggs, but what was the expression? Counting your chickens, but I don't know. Counting something.
I don't think that's it. So 20 minutes to go of the game, 20 minutes with these kind of trends, anything can still happen. I wouldn't even start considering drinks if I was Cutover in first position. I would still just jump down head first into that AWS console, trying to make sure that my services are up and running all of the time, because things happen quickly in this game day.
And there are multipliers, you know, it's not like you're going to fix one thing and then it only goes up by like 10. Plus there's a feedback to remind you all to fill in that feedback so you can get those 10,000 points. So there's that can make a difference as well. So plenty of like chances still for this to happen. So Cutover, Revolve, Happy Debuggers, Team Aussie, and Unicorn Nerds, keep at it. You don't want to, you know, relax, and then next thing you know, you're not going to be going out for drinks. Well, you can still go out for drinks anyway, but it will be more fun if you want.
Interesting to hear from our support staff if there are teams in these top positions that still haven't done the survey. So if they still have points to gain by doing that. So let's see if our support team can give us a quick reply to that.
Yeah, and while you did that, I just got here somebody saying fourth and fifth place are really, really close. Yes, they are, but also again, it's on the trend, the trick, isn't it? Because they were very, very close, and now already there's a big gap there in the score. So keep going at it. Happy debuggers, get that trend back on track. And Team Jana and we keep changing the pronunciation. AWS Singers, you are so close, both in trend and score. So keep fighting.
And I got a quick reply from our awesome team that there are several teams shown on the scoreboard right now that haven't done the survey yet. So they haven't received those 10,000 points. So do it, gain those points, and just make sure to ask for help and confirm with the support staff that you've actually done those surveys.
And Gunnar, do they get 10,000 points per person that does the feedback, or as a team?
Per team.
Okay, so all of them have to do it, and then they get 10,000 points. Maybe
correct.
That's where you're going wrong. So if only one of you did it, then tag team it. Go. Somebody else go and takes over while the other one does the feedback, and make sure you all do it to get those points.
Yes. 19 minutes to go, if I'm
Close
not
now.
mistaken. 18 minutes even. So we are getting close. It's really crunch time in this game day.
Wow, that time flew. I can't believe it's 18 already.
Time flew, as Matteo said. It really did. So we're going to leave you to it. Keep on working, and we'll be back to take you all into the finish line to see exactly how this will end up. It's super interesting all the way into the finish in this game day. So see you all in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Only 10 minutes to go of this game day. 10 minutes, folks. And we want to take you into the finish line and make sure that we get those 5 last teams to qualify for the AWS GameDay World Championship finals. And, well, not surprisingly, things continue to change on the scoreboard. So we can see Cutover still in first position with an impressive trend. So I'm almost ready to call it now that Cutover is going to be the team that takes the first position. Almost. I still want to wait.
Their points have really skyrocketed in the past minutes. Wow.
And second position, our team from Paris, France, Revolve, with also a quite comfortable second position, I'd say, also with a nice trend. So
that mini race seems to have been won, but both come out winners anyway because they're both on top. So well done. But there's still time. So let's see if Cutover trends fall behind Revolve. There is still a chance that you could come on top, but doesn't matter because you're both qualifying for there. So good job.
Yep, and less than 10 minutes to go. So then the excitement starts. We have team also in third position, moved up a bit on the scoreboard since we were last here. So they are now in third with also a good trend, almost 4,500 trend. So they are up to 191,000 points.
They've done so well. Honestly, you've done so well, Timothy. Like to go all the way from obscurity and then out of a sudden you were there in the top 10. Out of a sudden you're top 3. Crazy. Well done.
Happy Debuggers in fourth position, 185,000 points. Could feel pretty good about that unless they didn't have that trend. It's the only one with reds in the scoreboard right now. So we can see that Happy Debuggers, they are probably debugging right now. Yeah. Not so happily, though.
Oh, the trend dropped even further now.
Wrong. Whatever you did, wrong decision. Tell us, reverse that. It looked better before. So keep debugging. Try to keep in that fourth position.
Stop copy and pasting to production.
And then in the fifth position, we have Unicorn Nerds with 182,000 points. So we can see that there is now a bit of a gap between the fifth position team and sixth and seventh position.
And Unicorn Nerds have to give another shout out here. They've done so well because they fought not one but two mini competitions and mini races with two other teams as they climbed to the top. So well done, really well done.
So yeah, we can see that the teams that we previously saw fighting for that fifth position have actually dropped down a bit.
Yeah. But look at, I don't know how to say it, but I did look it up, and you're right. It is a cheers in Irish, which actually when I looked up on the page here, it says a toast. And I was like, oh, it's toast. But anyway, no, a toast as in cheers. Yeah.
Irish toast.
Yes. But that's what I read when I Googled it. You see the first link says, oh, an Irish toast. I was like, oh, okay, it's food. No. So good to know for when I go to Ireland next. Is Lente, maybe? I'm not sure. Like really, really good effort and a few minutes to go. But yeah, you still have a chance. Your score is close enough. Your trend is actually higher than Unicorn Nerds. So you got your mini battle going on. Do it. You can do it.
So 5 minutes to go now. We are approaching that goal line, the finish line. Yeah. So we can see that Happy Debuggers have actually stopped now. They are having a negative trend, meaning that the teams below, they have a chance to actually catch up. And we can see one team rising quickly on the scoreboard, smashing power, moving up to the 7th position, trying to catch up to the top 5 position.
Should we look at the bottom and give a shout out to those that have been trying really hard? And who knows, maybe they're actually close. We need to see the scores. I don't know how close they are at the bottom. But if you are at the bottom, like I said, don't be discouraged. You've made all the way to the end. You learned a lot, I hope, and you probably had a lot of fun, I hope as well. So don't be too discouraged, but let's see how other teams have been doing that.
So we still have Happy Debuggers in 5th position shown now on top of the screen. Then we had the Irish Toast in 6th position, followed by Smashing Power. Los Pollos Hermanos, we've seen them drop
up and down,
yeah, all throughout this game day. But all three of those teams have a great trend going on, while Happy Debuggers are debugging. I would say they are debugging like wild right now in their AWS accounts, trying to fix whatever is broken with their services so they can keep in that 5th position. We see Atlas after them. We have Unicorn Storm dropped a bit now after being in that quite fierce battle for 4th, 5th, 6th position. They've dropped down a bit, and with the negative trend at the moment. AWS Zengers, our friends with the name that we've tried to pronounce.
We don't know how to pronounce AWS. That's shameful. AWS Zengers, yeah.
Yes, and Team Jana, also one of the teams that early on or quite far into the competition was in the top as well, now dropped down a bit. But it is super close still between a bunch of these teams from 5th all the way down to 12th position.
Yeah, and even if you think, probably not going to catch up to the top, because we're going to go a few minutes left, keep on playing, because there is a lot to gain from experience as well. And also, you can come back to this game day another time, and you'll be more familiar, and you'll do even better. And that's the point, because the point of game day, of course, you got the competition prizes, but also it's for you to learn in a fun way. So you are doing exactly what you're meant to be doing, and keep discovering, and keep on going.
So there are 2 minutes to go of the game. So let's just do a quick look at the scoreboard further down. We have Donkey Corn, our friends.
They got a good trend now.
Blue Unicorn, Shiva, Cloud XS, Team Q, Cloud Transformers, ODC, Alon, Winners. Bunch of teams further down in the scoreboard. Yeah. But now let's move upwards again to take this into the finish. So Cutover still in 1st, Revolve following in 2nd position, and Team Aussie in 3rd. Those teams are all trending very nicely and seem to have those positions more or less locked.
Based on the trend, I would say, considering you got very little time left, which we'll call out in a second, but I think it's kind of safe to say the first 3 places are probably being called now already. However, Unicorn Nerds and Happy Debuggers, you're fighting a good battle there. Maybe there's still time. So close. Happy Debuggers, you just need to sort out your trend, and maybe you can make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So Unicorn Nerds in 4th position, being able to keep that position, looking at the trend right now. Happy Debuggers still facing that negative trend in their position. We've got 40 seconds to go.
40 seconds.
Atlas with a massive trend right now. Where did Atlas come from?
I was literally about to call out. I just didn't want to interrupt. I said, what happened there? Where Atlas come from? We didn't even say
so.
Atlas.
A trend of 9,000 points at the moment.
What?
Los Pollos Hermanos as well are pushing down some of the other teams. 15 seconds to go. Let's see if Happy Debuggers can keep that 5th position. 10 seconds.
Oh my God.
This is super exciting.
I've never been so close.
And remember, when we stop the game, there might be a few more points trailing that we'll get as well. And we are now at the end of the game. So our operators will stop the game. We can see that Happy Debuggers is still in that 5th position, Atlas in that 6th. But let's see if we get a few more points coming in. It's just 500 points between.
I've never seen so
teams.
close.
And there it happened. Atlas pushing down Happy Debuggers just in these last few points that are coming in.
I mean, I'm happy for you, Atlas, but it's also, oh my God, poor Happy Debugger, like literally last second.
This is, well, it's both a joy for Atlas, of course, but heartbreak for Happy Debuggers.
I think they're the ones talking about having beer and stuff and some drink I never heard of here on the chat.
We've seen some super exciting ends to these games throughout these past 3 weeks. This is the 9th qualifier, and what we're seeing is it's kind of incredible.
That's crazy.
Atlas came out of nowhere to beat Happy Debuggers just in the last moment of the game.
I almost feel like this was tactical. Like they knew what they were just said, let's keep it on the quiet, nobody sees us, and then boom, right at the end.
If that was tactical, I'd say gutsy move.
That is
Atlas.
Gamblers, you are, and it paid off. Whatever you did paid off. Oh, Happy Debuggers, your journey was so good though. Up and down, up and down, up. And
but we saw what happened. We talked about that trend for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, we did. Oh, you put on the chat, not so Happy Debuggers anymore.
I'm not sure if that person is from Happy Debuggers.
Maybe not. I'm getting trolled now.
Otherwise, that was a burn for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
that was... Well, I think we can call it.
I think so
asking
too.
Our operators, support staff, anyone out there, can we call it? I'd say we can.
I say fair game to everyone. Honestly, this was like we said in the beginning, things can turn around all the way to the end. I didn't expect to be so literal. Honestly, this is crazy. I never seen in all these game day rounds we've been, unless you've seen this before, literally last second, boom.
Well, I have.
Have you?
Usually things change up until the very last moment of the game, but in this case, it was very exciting. So we can call it. Our winners today, Team Cutover in first position with an amazing score, 455,000 points. Good game. In second position, we have... Do we have it? I think we have.
We have.
There we go.
Revolve
in the second position with 288,000 points. Then in third position, we have Team Aussie with 236,000 points. In fourth position, Unicorn Nerds, 194,000 points. And then in the fifth and last place that takes you to the AWS GameDay World Championship finals.
Wow.
Team Atlas coming in strong in the very last second. Well, basically 0.
Yeah.
It was the last
0 second took over, and the trend is actually even higher than Revolve, who's being a trend lead here in this whole thing. Although now towards the end, they took a dive there on the trend. I mean, honestly, things just kept on changing, and this is so exciting. But I feel like we're missing like a glitter, a powder or something. We should think about that. Although I'm sure the crew wouldn't appreciate that. But I hope you are as excited as I am, because you are in the finals, which Gunnar will tell about in a second. But you actually now have a chance. You're in for that chance to go to Las Vegas and go to reInvent this year. So tell us, Gunnar, what happens from here?
Well, what happens from here is that all of the teams, our top 5 teams, they will now have to stay on their chime calls. So our support staff will reach out to each and every one of you and gather details from the team. So we know, gather details from you, so we'll be able to reach out afterwards.
Yeah. And very important that you do that now. If you are in the top 5 and you don't go to Chime right now, if you're not on Chime, then pretty much you are forfeiting your whole effort on this day. So make sure you go to Chime right now so they can get your details and put you there on that final.
All right. But besides that, we also have a very special guest
we
want to bring on.
We do. Marcus.
So let's bring Marcus on.
Hey everyone, how are you doing?
Oh no, we can't
Yes,
hear
Gunnar.
Marcus.
I was just
Or
gonna say
can't, at
I
least.
won't be able to hear
You
it because I
cannot
don't
hear
have my
me?
headphones on. So
Ah,
I'll just
There
trust
we
what I'm
go.
saying.
Now I can hear you, Marcus.
okay, good. How are you doing, Matthias, Gunnar?
Yeah, good.
we are doing great, but the more important question is, how are you doing, Marcus?
Well, relieved. Feeling good. Obviously, it surfaced already in mid-game day that we will probably make the top 5, but
Oh, yeah.
obviously being on top is always quite good.
Well, yeah, so super excited to have you with us, Marcus, and a great game from you. And I'm hoping you're not alone, that you have had help from others throughout this game day.
No, I had 2 awesome team members, one tuning in from the US actually, starting her day on the job of Unicorn Rentals at 8 a.m. and one with me in the UK, Lewis and Jen.
Right.
And I love that you're wearing the button as well, so I can see you're very committed and into it.
I am a repeat offender. To be fair, and please other teams don't hate me, we played this exact game day before, 2 years ago. That was our very first game day. So we knew a couple of the tricks, which I'm happy to share if you want.
Well, we probably shouldn't share, but unless you want them to.
I think without giving away too much details, I think it's fine to share some of the tips, what you did that you think helped you secure that first position.
Well, our swap case service was absolutely smashing the competition. Without being too specific, if teams still have access, check what's it called, X-ray, and check what the swap case service does. It doesn't do anything smart, but it does something very slow. And if you know a little bit of Python, you might be able to patch it up.
I like that's brilliant tip. I like it. You said enough, but not too much.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a great tip.
And now I was just gonna say, and you said to the other teams, sorry that you've done it before, but that's the heart of it. With game day, it's available for you to try because it's all about learning and doing it. So, like I said, for the teams that didn't make it, go and do it because you got competitions like this one, but also for your own pleasure and fun and learning. So I like that you've done it before. Fantastic effort.
Absolutely. The only other tip that I can give the teams, and that you only learn when you do it a couple of times, be brave and be brave early, because in the early game, it is easy to make mistakes, but it's also not that costly. If you figure out a really smart way right at the end, it's a tough call to make that risky decision because it could break your services or it could break your rank. But if you do it early, there's lots of time to catch up.
Yeah. Strategy.
I think that's a great strategy for sure. And then thinking about what's ahead then, the finals at the end of the month, I'm guessing you haven't really started planning for that yet, even though you did have some time in that first position. So maybe you started thinking about the finals. But do you have a strategy for that? Can you already start thinking about how to attack the finals? Something unknown?
Well, it always depends which scenario we're playing, because they're so different. I've played a couple. I've been at re:Invent last year. I've won one. I've placed second in another. So they are quite different. So it's really hard to plan until you actually see what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's definitely the case. So having a bit of luck and maybe finding things that are familiar is part of the thing with game days, perhaps.
Definitely. So did you come into this very confident then? Did it match your expectations of confidence that you were going to be at the top?
I was fairly certain before that we will finish top 5. Obviously, there are amazing teams out there, so a win wasn't guaranteed. But it was
the goal. How was that better with Revolve?
It was quite intense. The blood pressure went up, certainly. Obviously, because you don't know what's going to happen next and if you're going to stay up there or not, because there is an unresolved issue. You need to resolve it. You need to fix it quick, otherwise you lose that place, as we did very briefly. And then just have people work on other services and improve them. It's like split your forces into multiple areas. But if a key thing goes down, like the service router in the beginning, it's usually all hands on deck, and then it can get stressful because you just need to figure out which wrench has been thrown into your machine.
All right.
Very good tips.
For sure. All right, Marcus. I think we're going to leave you to hopefully some celebrations with the rest of your team.
What are you doing? What are you doing after now?
Probably having a drink.
Then go for it.
On Chime or on Zoom or wherever.
Good plan. Pandemic style.
Exactly.
That's a great plan. All right. And then you'll get more info about the finals eventually. And it's going to be great to see you there, Marcus. And best of luck in the finals, of course, as well.
Thank you very much. And thanks for having me.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thanks, Marcus. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Matthias, what a competition we had.
I actually, I was floored by that. I know you said you've seen it. I never seen a 0-second takeover. I thought that was very exciting. So I think this was a really good game day. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Can they still do the feedback, even if the points don't matter anymore?
They can, and we hope that you all do that feedback survey. It helps us do better events in the future,
For sure.
or perhaps exactly the same if you think everything is great. But we can always improve, of course. But it's been awesome seeing all of these teams competing. I've loved the chat, seeing the exchanges happening there, going from everyone being friendly to being quite competitive to, I think, back to friendly again towards the end. So we can see that it's almost an exercise
in psychology, going through the chat, see how it works. When things start kind of not doing so well, out of a sudden everybody's fighting each other.
And I can see someone asking in the chat why the router wasn't available anymore. I don't know, to be honest, exactly why.
Don't ask me. I'm the marketing director. I don't know anything.
No.
I just know I wanted this thing to work out, and you all did amazing. So the exercise was really, really successful, and I hope you really enjoyed it.
Before we just end these things, I want to give a sneak peek.
Oh, yes, we forgot.
No, we haven't forgotten.
No, I mean, I forgot.
You forgot. So a sneak peek to people, what we're actually competing about. Because winning a trip to re:Invent, that's one thing. Being able to go to re:Invent and enjoy all that, I guess, Vegas has to bring.
Yeah.
But mainly what AWS re:Invent has to bring. But then there's a glory part of it. Being that AWS GameDay World Champion and being able to take this and hold it up. I'm not sure. Am I allowed to hold? No, I don't think I should do that. So
I'm scared to do it because I'm a bit of a clumsy person and this looks very shiny.
So being able to be the team that raises this trophy to the sky and announcing to the world that you are the champions of AWS GameDay, that's really something.
I feel like we should have some video effects coming out of here. Why don't we have that?
Dennis is asking if you can drink from it. And I'm pretty sure that it's waterproof. So
I wouldn't say sure, but yeah, I guess you could.
It's a pretty massive piece. And
it's pretty deep.
Yep.
I'm terrible at talking about pints and liters, but I think you can fit at least 2 pints in there.
So this is it. We'll see this one again in the finals on September 28th. So now with this, we have the final 5 teams that have moved into the finals. So let's just bring up the scoreboard one last time. So a big round of applause for Cutover, Revolve, Team Aussie, Unicorn Nerds, and Atlas for finishing in the top 5, moving into the finals. 45 teams from all around the globe will now compete in the AWS GameDay World Championship finals to win that World Championship and a trip to AWS reInvent in Las Vegas.
Fairy claps to all of you. Well done.
All right. So thank you all for joining us today. Great game, everyone. Even though you might not finish in the top 5, everyone did great. And we are super happy that you wanted to join us today. From me, Gunnar Grosch, and from
Matheus Guimarães,
we want to thank you all.
Thank you so much. I hope you have fun. We did. And see you at the finals or see you at reInvent.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.